On WQAD News 8 at 9, the end of one era and the beginning of another. It's Inauguration Day in America.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
President Donald Trump took the oath of office just before noon. What he promised Americans and the actions he's already taken on day one. Acts. Countries around the globe are keeping a close eye on the events in Washington. Who's anticipating the new Trump administration and who's angry about the change.
Now, live from WQAD, News 8 at 9 starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for WQAD News 8 at 9. I'm Christina Laurie. Topping our news tonight, the peaceful transition of power in the United States was made official this afternoon.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
Unconventional on the campaign trail, Donald Trump stuck to tradition today. The 45th President of the United States sworn in on Capitol Hill. President Trump then delivered his inaugural address, setting high expectations for his new administration.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first.
Trump and his family began their day at church. They then met President and Mrs. Obama at the White House for tea and conversation. Moments after he was sworn into office, President Trump signed his first bills into law.
How about we'll do Nancy first? Is that okay?
It's tradition for the president to hand over pens to lawmakers who witnessed the ceremony. With them, President Trump signed the formal nomination papers for his cabinet picks. But he also signed a bill that allows retired General Mattis to serve as defense secretary by waiving the legal requirement that he be out of the military for at least 7 years. A number of demonstrations broke out in Washington hours before Trump was sworn in. Police had to use pepper spray to control the crowd. About 90 people were arrested after violently clashing with the police in heavy riot gear. 2 police officers were injured. Countries around the world are keeping a close eye on Washington today. Russian officials sent congratulatory remarks, hoping for a friendlier relationship with the White House. There were also celebrations at bars and clubs in Moscow. Meanwhile, other countries are angry and worried. Anti-Trump protests broke out in London, where a banner reading "Build bridges, not walls," draped from Tower Bridge. The now former President Obama said goodbye to the White House and the Washington political scene. Mr. Obama and the former First Lady waved goodbye as they boarded a military helicopter to take them away from the Capitol one last time. They continued their farewell tour by saying goodbye to their staff during a brief stop at Joint Base Andrews.
It's just a little pit stop. This is not a period, this is a comma in the continuing story of building America.
Afterwards, Mr. and Mrs. Obama boarded Air Force One, again for one final ride. They're headed to Palm Springs for a vacation. The former First family will return to Washington, though. They're staying in D.C. until their daughter, Sasha, finishes high school. Crews had just 5 hours today to flip the White House from Obama to Trump. 90 people helped make the switch, filling closets with clothes, putting personal items in bathrooms, decorating rooms, and even stocking the fridge. The White House had more than 130 rooms that had to be filled. Turning to weather now, an ice jam along the Rock River is breaking up tonight. Gail Riley captured this video from her yard this morning. You can see water rushing by, carrying ice chunks along with it. Since she took the video, Riley says those chunks have been washing up several feet into her yard. And she's not alone. Rivers and temperatures are rising across the Quad Cities. Storm Track 8 meteorologist Taylor Graham joins us with our first check of the forecast. Thanks, Taylor. The man charged in the death of a 3-month-old baby agreed to plead guilty to involuntary manslaughter. 32-year-old Robert Brewer was caring for his stepson, 3-month-old Eli Brewer, when the baby was hurt. The infant died just 2 days later. Investigators say Eli died from asphyxiation. Brewer was initially charged with first-degree murder. He will be sentenced in March. A Davenport woman wants people to be on the lookout after she witnessed a carjacking outside of her home. On Wednesday, a mother went to pick up her son from a house in the 4100 block of Elsie Avenue in Davenport. She put her keys in her ignition, then helped get her 3-year-old son in the car. That's when a man reportedly came by, tried to grab her keys, and pushed the woman down. The woman was able to grab her child, but the man took off with her car.
They're walking around today. They're breathing today. That car, the money, all those other things, they're fleeting, but their lives mean much, much more than that.
Police have not yet found the car or the suspect. They describe the suspect as a black man wearing dark clothing. The car is a 2012 maroon Buick Enclave with Illinois license plates. Davenport police are investigating after vandals damaged young trees in the Quad Cities food forest. The food forest is located in southwest Davenport. It contains around 600 fruit and nut trees. Most of them are just 2 or 3 years old. This week, volunteers discovered someone had uprooted the trees, removed cages, and driven their car through the park.
A lot of work has gone into this, a lot of hard work, a lot of volunteers, a lot of different people come down to volunteer, and it's just disheartening.
Volunteers say they plan to clean up and replant as soon as possible. Illinois State Police say they've seen a drop in deadly accidents in 5 Illinois counties, including Fulton, Henderson, McDonough, Warren, and Hancock. Last year, only 9 crashes in those 5 counties were fatal, the lowest number since 1995. Police say they hope to push the number even lower this year through more safety education classes and law enforcement events. The family of Quad City musician Ellis Kell is holding a benefit tomorrow night to honor the late bluesman. It's going to be held at the Davenport River Center. A dozen bands will perform starting at 4 p.m. Tickets are on sale for $10, and all the money raised will go to Kell's family. Kell served as the Director of Programming and Community Outreach at the River Music Experience before he died last month. There's much more to come right here on WQAD News 8 at 9. Still ahead, superhero shutdown. The group criticizing superhero movies and the audience they say shouldn't watch them. And one pricey pizza. The hefty price tag and the special theme of this pizza, fit for a president.
You're watching WQAD News 8 at 9 with Johnny Gendrich.